So I'm Pauline Esparon and I graduated from Man and Wellbeing Department last June. I'm working a lot with materials at their really raw state before all their standardization. That's quite my position as a designer, and for my diploma I decided to use flax fiber and to really tackle it before all its exportation, reimportation, and to really address the raw material and develop a local production. I really enjoyed it. For me it's been quite active since then. I've had exhibitions and I met some really interesting people that I became really friends with. So for me it's about, I left to Paris as a start, and it was really nice to feel another ecosystem, to really have this background of Eindhoven, but then how do you apply it to the real life and with a free mind. Developing your own projects at your own time, like all these things are really nice, and yeah, I've really enjoyed it so far. I think for me it was always a thought during my study that I would make my own studio, and I actually did it, so it's a big achievement because I really now live from what I'm doing, and I have my own workshop. So to really be able to actually make this project of creating my own studio and set it up is a big achievement to me. Yeah. I think the challenge was to perhaps to what would be the, maybe I think it's a matter of the trust that people will put inside you, like how to convince people from the real beginning. It's so small and tiny at the beginning, you're kind of alone, and how to build up a network and let people really see values into what you're doing and convince them. And so I think that's the big challenge, is to find the next helpers, and yeah, it's to confront to this world, and yeah, after such a tiny ecosystem here, and discover so many things. So. Well, for me, it was actually a time where that I took to see, okay, what am I doing now? What do I really want to achieve? What are the next steps? And I saw that as an opportunity to really raise the right questions, not having the solutions, but at least focus on what's essential. And I hope this has been the mindset for a lot of people, to really concentrate on what's important for them, and to maybe leave a bit of the habits that we don't even think of anymore. And so yeah, that was a nice opportunity for me after a lot of things have been cancelled or postponed with the suppliers. It's also a delay that's at the scale of the year, so it can be quite tricky, but it gave some a time that perhaps we wouldn't take otherwise as well. To be able to continue to do what I want, to develop my projects, and yeah, I don't want to change much things, I guess, just to sustain them as they are. I have my idea. If I win, there is it's quite concrete regarding the project, but I'm working with companies in Normandy that are developing, for instance, composites for automotive design, and I really tweak what they do to create new applications, but locally. and there is a whole range of companies that are making sort of yarns of linen. It's not twisted, it's really meant to replace carbon fiber actually, so really technical. But then if you take it as a yarn for textile, it's a full new door to create, to really create textiles for interiors and to develop a new applications, a new economy. So it's quite concrete. It's really to take not the raw fiber this time, but to take just this step of the yarn. And I made a sample here as well where I tried to tuft it so it could lead to carpets. You could weave locally. Like, I mean, it's that's, if I win, that's where I would put the money in to encourage that. Yeah.